Welcome to the second part of this finance tracker training program, where we are going to see how to create an automatic payroll and payslip. If you are here, it shows that you've received this same workbook in which we are, and we are going to automate stuff here inside and make it easy. So we go in this sheet. We have the employees worksheet where you can put the information. You can create as many content as you want. The informations of the employees you have. Our main aim here is to have this number, this employees names. So this is the main data we'll be using. The other ones you can put any function, any other thing you want. We have the timesheet. This is the only thing that you'll be doing in this automatic payroll and payslip. This actually when you'll be given the informations of your employee, at what time, how many hours your employee have done at work. So for example, each day you put the date, you put the name of the employee by choosing in drop down list. It's not something complicated. We saw in the previous videos how to create this kind of list already from these employees. And you indicate the month. After putting the day, you equally indicate the month, then you put the number of hours the person or the employee has spent on this date, on this particular date. So what we are going to do is I will start by giving the drop down arrow here to easily select a month. So we can come somewhere here and we say January. I want to, instead of writing February, March and so on, Excel will automatically do that for me with the autofill function. I come where there's the dark cross and I drag down up to December, and all the months are going to appear. I name this months. It's like created another one already. Okay, you can delete this one. Yes, so when you do that, you create months and you come back here, you stand here. Let's just choose all of this area. We go to data validation, and we want to create a list which is called, you press F3, you choose months, you say okay. So now each of these cells is going to have the month. So you choose the month in question. This is July, so I'm going to put the months here, then we go ahead. Alright, from here we can continue. I just had to put, like, this is July, I just choose here July and so on and so forth. Okay, from here we go to the payroll. This is actually where we'll be calculating the net salary from the additions and deductions. I just took some additions and deductions in the payroll to show us how it functions. If maybe you're working in an organization, you will know all the additions in the employees payroll in order to make it easy. So this is just a sample. We'll start here by creating a table. Let's create a table up to this place, even up to 100 is okay. We go to insert table and we say our table contain headers is okay. So here is also, it's still the same drop down arrow for the months. So everything in this our work is going to function with this month, this indicator in question. So now we want to put all the names here of our employees and make it in such a way that if there is a new employee that we add here, it should automatically come and enter here. So we simply say that this cell should be equals to the employees here, enter, and it will just follow. Now the basic salary, we want that to calculate our basic salary. We should take into consideration the month that was selected, and also into consideration the employee. In this our timesheet, when we are recording the time our workers spend each day, we mention the employee's name, we also mention the month. So these informations are going to be used. We are going to use the sum if function. We are going to say equals to, first of all, what I'm going to do now using the sum if function is going to give us the number of hours. We want first of all to sum the number of hours an employee, like looking at this employee, how many hours this employee has spent. It is when we know how many hours this employee has spent that we can actually multiply by the time rate. So let's first of all set a time rate to be 2000. Let's say the time rate is 2000, meaning they pay 2000 per hour. So we're going to come here, we say equals to sum if. We'll use the sum if with s, meaning sum is with many conditions, where the sum range is, this is what we are actually summing, the time, right? And the criteria, we want that the name that is, we sum if this name matches with this name, meaning if in the list of names we see John, we sum the time. That's actually what it means. And we also want to make another criteria. If we just allow it here, it will sum the number of hours John has worked for all the year, for all the months. We also want to restrict it to also respect the month here. We also want that the month here, just like year, the month year should also match with the month, which is year. For that, we are going to close bracket, we press enter. Okay, actually this is giving us 11 point. Actually this is not the format, it's not a format of time. So if you want to see how many hours exactly, we are going to convert it into date format, something like this. Yes, hours and minutes. Yes, so it's actually 11 hours 00 minutes, but we don't want it that way. We want to calculate here the basic salary, so we are going to multiply this by the time rate and by 24, because this number of hours that he has given to us is actually in percentage, so we are going to multiply it by 24 in order to have the actual number of hours. So we are going to multiply here by 2000, and we multiply this by 24 hours. 24 hours. Press enter. It means that this man John, in the month of July, they have to pay him this sum of money. So now you realize that for this formula he has autofill, he has done autofill, and when you do autofill, there are cells that vary. For here we are looking up to A1, but when the function goes down, it is now looking up to A2, but there is no amount in A2. We want it to always look up to A1, so we are going to make this A1 constant by pressing F4. We are also going to make this E3 to be constant, meaning the month, as we are going down, it should always be E3. So we make it constant, press enter, and you see it has actually functioned. We are also going to convert this one into francs CFA in order to copy to, for example, this tie, the tie that is here is not here, the francs CFA at the end, this tie is not here. We can copy this tie and put it here without copying the data, just this tie. To copy this tie, you come here this small broom here, you click on it, you see it in my console now has my mouse now has a broom there. I just come and paste it here. You see it's going to copy the same style. Alright, for now we are okay. We are going to estimate overtime. We are going to estimate the allowances. We are going to estimate the bonuses for the pit. Let's first of all see what happens here. If I change month, you see everything is changing automatically. There's no data in December, so nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Let's come back to July. When you know Excel functions, you can do anything that you wish to do. Here I'm going to do something that will please me. You can do your own thing depending on your own way of reasoning. I'm going to make, in this case, in such a way that the overtime pay, you can determine it on your own. You just come and impute the overtime for the person, and for the allowances I'll make it in such a way that this table from here, for all these additions, it should be in such a way that if a month is selected, like here, the month, there's no month selected, so I'll make in such a way that if the month is selected and there is also data at the level of names and there is a name here, they should give an allowance of 10,000. How am I going to do that? I'm going to say that if this cell is different from nothing, if it is different from nothing, if it's different from nothing, and okay, I'm going to put two conditions. The if function cannot carry two conditions at a time, so I'm going to use another function called and. So the and carries so many logical tests in one. You see logical test 1, logical test 2, so many in one. So I'm going to put many logical tests in the I'm going to put many conditions in the logical test of the if function using the and function. I also want that if this man is also different from something, meaning if there is something inside, let me close this, meaning if there is something inside different from nothing means there is actually something inside. So if there is something inside, we should put to 10,000. We should give 10,000 to this cell. We should give 10,000 as allowance. If not, we should allow the space empty. Okay, it is moving and moving and moving. We are going to make these cells to be this cell, this E3 to be constant, the month of January, so that as my function is going down, it should not be moving to E4, E5 and so on. So I'm going to press F4 here to make it constant, and that is it. Still a problem found. Let's start it back. Alright, okay, there's a problem somewhere. Okay, it's doing like this because actually there's data here. Let's try something else. Let's delete this formula. We'll say equals to if this cell is equal to 0, then we do nothing else. If this same cell this same cell, what is this? Oh my god, what is this? Let's get back to it. If this same cell is let's say different from 0, meaning if there is not 0 here, it means that there is actually a name, and if there is that name, meaning if it is different from 0, keyboard is disturbing. If it is different from 0, then what we want is it to have 10,000, else we do nothing. Close bracket twice. Okay, this is actually what we want. We are going to do the same thing with bonuses. No, we are going to say if not basic salary, if the name is equals to 0 and basic salary and the name, okay, let's say 15,000. Okay, what else is wrong here? I think it's going to be okay. Let's calculate the PIT. Let's say the PIT is equal to 16.5%. 16.5% of the sum of basic salary plus the overtime plus allowances and plus bonuses. So we are going to say 16.5% of the sum of these values from basic salary to allowances. We close bracket, enter. We are going to have the National Social Insurance Fund. Let's say it's 4.2%. of equally the sum of all of these. Alright, let's also make for land bank tax and local development tax. You can still put something like 5,000 or 3,000 here. Our main objective here is to calculate the net salary. Our net salary, which is equal to the basic salary plus the sum of additions. Plus the sum of all the additions from year to year minus the sum of the deductions. Yes, so close bracket. I will make enter. Okay, it's actually calculating the way we wanted it to be. Drag this one up. Okay, so now this table I'm going to kind of remove this color field which is here, or I can remove it. Let's allow it completely empty. Let's remove the grid lines, something like this. From here we can relate it to our payslip. We're going to name this payslip. We double click in this space down here and we call it payslip. So we want let's first of all remove the grid lines in this page. What we want is that here the name of the employee should actually figure out. We'll first of all merge these cells. We'll merge these cells and we put a list here, data validation. We're going to put a list here which will be the list of employees. Press F3, list of employees. We say okay. Here the month, we want that it should be working directly with this sheet, as I'm choosing the month here to be July. Here should also be showing July so that we can print this at once in relation to what is in the payroll. So we're going to give the month to be equal to the month which is in the payroll here, which is being selected here. So we'll be changing accordingly. So it is going to be equal to payroll here. Okay, enter. You see here is July. If I change this to August, it is also going to change here to August. That's what we want. The pay rate is going to be constant, just there. Now the basic salary, enter. Now the basic salary, we're going to empty. I'm going to make this thing to be, I'm going to merge it. We equally merge this space. This one is supposed to be empty. We drag it a little bit like this. We equally drag this one like this. Alright. We want the basic salary to figure out here if we have chosen a particular employee. Meaning we're going to use a VLOOKUP formula to look up to this employee's basic salary in our payroll. So we're going to say equals to VLOOKUP by looking up to this. The table array is in this payroll. And the column index is, the basic salary is in column 2, and we want an exact answer to figure out here. We close our bracket and press enter. So if I choose John, the basic salary, if I change the employer, it is also changing the basic salary, just like here. Yes, so we are okay with this. We are going to do same thing with overtime. Let's try something here. If there is nothing here, what will happen? Okay, 0 will appear. So we're going to say equals to, for overtime, we are also going to look up to the payroll. So I want to use VLOOKUP. I'm looking up to the employee's name, from this sorry, from this table array, all of this table, and the column is column 3. We want exact number, close bracket. That's it. If I choose an employee, there is no overtime, so no amount will figure out there. So if in Peter I have an overtime of, let's say, 2,000. Oops, this area is not showing values. It's not showing values. Why? Let's bring it to normal. Okay, 2,000. So what will happen here is that 2,000 will appear here automatically. If I change, there's no amount. Okay, the allowance will merge this area, will merge it. We're also going to use VLOOKUP to this in this table array, and the allowance is column 1, 2, 3, 4. We're looking up to column 4, and we want exact number. Enter. We are also going to merge this area for bonuses, and we say equals to VLOOKUP. We are looking up to this. We're looking up to this in this table array. It's in column 5. One exact numbers, close bracket, enter. Our gross salary, we merge this place. Our gross salary is going to be equal to our basic salary plus our overtime plus allowance plus bonuses. Yes. So if there's nothing here, what will happen? We'll have an error message here. So we are going to put an if error here in order to avoid this. So if error, comma, do nothing, close bracket, bam. Okay, I choose an employee, and everything in relation to the month of August appears. We're also going to use the same formulas for the PIT and all these deductions. So we copy this formula. Instead of writing the same thing so many times, we come here, we paste the formula, but we change this to 7. I'm looking up to 7 already. National Social Insurance Funds is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one up is 6. 10. This one will be 8. We enter, we copy, we paste the formula, we put here 8. We enter here, we paste the formula, and we put here column 9. Alright, so from here we have the total deductions. Oh no, we merge this cell. We have the total deductions will be equals to the sum of all of this. Now here we have the net salary. We merge this to be equal to total gross salary minus deductions. As simple as that. You see, now if we change employee for the month of August, this is what appears here. We bring it to July. Remember that this is where they change the months, and here will automatically be July for Peter. All the information of Peter in July, all the information of John in July are going to appear here. All is changing automatically. So that's actually what we want to do for our payroll and payslip. We can now print this and give to our employee. We can equally create a print zone so that each time we press Ctrl plus P to print, it should print only this area. So to do that, we come to page layout and we say print area, set print area, and this is by default now our print area. So each time we want to print, when we press Ctrl plus P, it is only this area which is going to show up. So you are actually seeing how to create a print area. So you can have data all these places, but when you press Ctrl plus P to print, only this area can print out. Same as here, if you want to print this, you can also decide and select a particular area and set a print zone. Each time you press Ctrl plus P, only that area is going to print. Basically, that is what we had to do for this training. We have seen what was necessary, and we come to the end, and this is actually the last video. See you in the group chat, and we are going to settle all the difficulties. Any difficulty you have in the course of this training, you have to place them there so as for us to see how to arrange it. Thank you very much for choosing Profest.